Hi, my name is Wendy Stolyarov and I'm running for Sparks City Council Ward 1 because I want to prioritize affordable housing, workers' rights, and equality in the city of Sparks, and bring both diversity and an independent voice for the people onto Sparks City Council. There's not currently a single Democrat on Sparks City Council, despite Ward 1 being an extremely blue ward. Resilient, sustainable policy starts at home, and every voter deserves a voice. Our city leadership has historically made decisions on the basis of what benefits big developers and corporate interests, not based on the needs of small business owners, of which I'm one, or the well-being of workers. There's only one woman on our 6-member city council, no LGBT representation, and a lack of leadership on major issues, including affordable housing, tenants' rights, and workers' rights. Every resident, worker, and small business owner deserves a voice in the city of Sparks. My big 3 issues are housing, wages, and equality. Rent has gone up 50% in the last 5 years, an unsustainable rise, and half of our renters are rent-burdened, which means they spend more than 30% of their income on rent. Many of our at-risk residents are seniors on fixed incomes. I will fight to keep and improve the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee here in Sparks and support our struggling seniors. Sparks needs denser, more affordable housing to bring rents down. I would advocate for responsible zoning reform and prioritize the permitting of affordable projects. We should establish a tenants advisory board parallel to Reno's to support our at-risk residents. As we've seen over the last few months, renters, I'm one too, are a vulnerable population in our area. Having any unsheltered population, especially during a pandemic, is a public health crisis in addition to a human rights issue. We need to ensure that every area resident is housed and remains that way, giving them the best possible chance to get back on their feet. With wages, I am a strong supporter of working families and a proponent of union apprenticeship programs in the trades. These are debt-free to the students and offer good wages and benefits on day one. I'd also like to see more workforce training programs, or CTE programs, in our high schools. A small business's best friend is a worker with time off and a fat wallet, and better wages mean better sales for small businesses in our community. So the best thing we can do is ensure that our workers have the training they need to get and sustain careers that pay a fair wage. My last piece is equity. A huge percentage of our community is underserved. Sparks has the second lowest LGBT equality index in the state of Nevada, second only to Mesquite. We have large Hispanic and AAPI communities who need to be heard and supported by our city services. 2 out of Sparks' 5 wards are majority minority, and our city website isn't even available in Spanish. The city must address these issues. I'd also like to start doing regular bi- or trilingual town halls in Ward 1 to meet residents where they're at and support their needs. Question 3. How do you plan on addressing the major revenue shortfall the city's budget will experience following the COVID pandemic? Every local government should know by now that they're facing dire budgetary shortfalls in the next several years. There are short and long-term solutions. A sales tax base depends, as we've unfortunately discovered, on a steady flow of tourists. Once those tourists dry up, so does our funding, especially if we lose the small businesses that generate revenue for the city, which is part of what makes the PPP and further aid to local small businesses so essential in the short term. As a municipal government, our ability to levy new taxes is limited, and we don't want to make entrepreneurship more difficult, which would hinder our recovery. In the short term, we must advocate for federal aid to local governments in the next recovery package and ensure that small businesses that can operate safely may do so. In the long term, city officials must work with our partners at a state level to explore alternative funding solutions for municipalities and agencies statewide. Whether that takes shape as a reconsideration of property tax reform or something else is outside a city councilor's scope, but it's clear that we need a change. And question 4. How does a voter get in touch with you if they have a follow-up question? You may always reach out to me on either my cell phone or email. My cell phone is 775-247-4390, and my email address is wendy@wendyforsparks.com. If you'd like more information about the campaign, you can find it at wendyforsparks.com or on facebook.com/wendyforsparks. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Stay well, and please remember that we're all in this together.